Hi guys, Ariadne here. So today's second video, I am going to be doing a book discussion on the Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare and Sarah Reyes Brennan and Maureen Johnson. So the Bane Chronicles, basically, if you don't know any backstory of it, it is a collection of short stories written by Cassandra Clare about the character Magnus Bane, who first appears in the Mortal Instruments series. So this is like a little bit about Magnus's life, and most of it is actually takes place before both the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices, so you get like a little more backstory on him. Magnus is actually one of my favorite characters in the Mortal Instruments series, so I was super pumped that he got his own like collection of short stories. And there's also there's a few short stories about the beginning of his relationship with Alec, and I really like those ones because in the Mortal Instruments series, like Alec and Magnus, yes, they're a couple, but they kind of just become a couple like in like the end of the second book and like the third book, and then onwards they kind of become a couple and then they start getting in the foreground. But like as fans, we didn't really get to actually see them start their relationship, other than, you know, seeing at Magnus's party and saying, hey, call me. Other than that, we didn't really get to see a lot of it because it wasn't the main story, and there was like a lot more crazy things going on with like Clary and Jace and Simon, all those fun things that happened to them. Not fun at all. So we actually got a lot to do with their beginning. We actually got to see their first date, which was my favorite. Actually, I think that was personally my favorite short story in there, was Alec and Magnus' first date, because everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong, and they still ended up by really liking each other and really caring about each other and wanting to move on in their relationship. And I thought that was really cute. It almost ended in a disaster, but it didn't quite end in a disaster, so I really liked that. We got some stories with Magnus and his warlock friends, with Ragnar and Katrina, I think her name is. I think it's Katarina or Katrina. I can't remember exactly. Sorry. Excuse me. I'm filming out here. Please do not bang hard things together. Alright. Anyways, so we got like his relationships with other warlocks, which was really cool because we didn't really get to see many warlocks in the Mortal Instruments or Infernal Devices. Infernal Devices, it was like basically just Magnus was a warlock. I said stop banging. God, people just don't understand. Do you hear that? Is that picking up on my mic here? I really hope not. It's really loud. Okay. We actually got some stories of how Magnus keeps meeting up with the Horundale family, which is really weird. Will Horundale is in the Infernal Devices. And then we got to meet with Will's dad, Edmund Horundale, which was Will's dad. So we got that. So we got to see that actually Magnus knew more Horundales than just Will, and then so Magnus also has a thing for like the Horundale boys, because like they all kind of look the same, like the blue eyes and the black hair, which is obviously his type. So we got to see Edmund Horundale, Will Horundale, James Horundale, which is Will and Tessa's son, and then Stefan, which is Jace's father, and then Jace. So we get to see a lot of the interweaving storylines between Magnus Bane and the Horundale family. It's actually not said why he has that interlude. Maybe it was just like fate, or maybe after Will and Tessa, he just kind of stuck with the Horundales because like Tessa and Will were friends. Like Tessa and Will were his friends, so I don't know. But also what was really cool about this is, in my copy, I'm not sure if it was in other copies, but I'm assuming it was, and every time there was like a little comic, I get the first, like you'd start the new short story, and there'd be like a little comic for you. I highlighted a lot, and I really, really liked how a lot was said about Alec in this, and it's just like, I gotta find it. I should have found it before, and that's my bad. But a lot was said about how Alec looked, but not like his actual appearance. Is like, it was as if Magnus was like looking deeper into Alec, and I think that everything just kind of described Alec as a whole. So while I'm looking for this, I'm actually going to talk about how we actually got to see a lot more of Raphael, which I actually didn't see coming. Like, I knew Raphael and Magnus both had a history together because they obviously they're both kind of immortal, so that happened. But what I didn't realize is that Magnus was actually there when Raphael Santiago was turned into a vampire, and Magnus was the one that actually helped him along and helped him actually see his mother, and Magnus is one of the reasons why Raphael is able to wear the cross and is able to say the name of God. And you know, it was just really cute to see the relationship, and it was like a hate relationship, actually. So that happened. I really liked that. I didn't really like Raphael in Mortal Instruments series. Don't hurt me. I know, unpopular opinion here. I know a lot of people really, really liked Raphael, but I didn't really see it where that love was coming from. But now I do. Now I really like Raphael, and I'm gonna probably have to reread the Mortal Instruments to really appreciate Raphael in that sense, but I don't think I have time for that. I found something here, and it's like, someone was talking on one of their dates. They asked, Magnus asked Alec about the waitress, the fairy, and Alec asked, do you know her? And he said, a little. She's part Nixie. She likes Jace. And she wasn't the only one who liked Jace. Magnus knew that. He didn't see what all the fuss was about personally, other than the fact that Jace had a face like an angel's and abs for days. I was like, okay, yes. This is where it perfectly describes Alec as a person, and I just loved it so much. He knew Alec well enough by now to know what he was feeling, the conflicting impulses that warred in him. He was conscientious, the kind of person who believed that the others around him were so much more important than he was, who already believed that he was letting everyone down. And he was honest, the kind of person who was naturally open about all he felt and all he wanted. Alec's virtues had made a trap for him. These two good qualities had collided painfully. He felt he could not be honest without disappointing everybody he loved. It was a hideous conundrum for him. It was as if the world had been designed to make him unhappy. And I was like, nothing describes Alec more than that. It was absolutely beautiful, and I was like, thank you so much for describing Alec that way, because, just the feelings, all of the feelings just hit me, right there. Here's this part where Magnus was talking to Maris, talking to Alec's mom, and this was when Alec was like 2 or something, like he wasn't even... And Maris says, I am fighting for a better world for myself and my son. And he's 2. Magnus responds, I have no interest in the world you want, Magnus told her, or in your doubtless repellent brat, I might add. It's like, oh really, Magnus? Oh really? You have no interest. No interest at all in the hotshire hunter that you're gonna fall in love with. What did I say? Spoilers. I've actually, highlighted a lot in this. About the Great Gatsby. I'm getting a cat named the Great Gatsby, by the way. Not now, like when I move out, but I'm getting a cat and naming it the Great Gatsby because that is the best name that I've ever heard in my life. Her name is Katerina. I just found it. Okay, anyways, this video has gone on long enough. So I really enjoyed getting a collection of short stories from Magnus Bane's point of view. I like short stories. They're really fun, and I really like that they can give you a little behind the scenes action almost of what's going on in a series. Yeah, so I really liked it. Next week's video, I can't actually remember what I'm reviewing right now, so once again I'll put it right here. See if that works. Okay. Yes. So please comment what you thought on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Tuesday. So I am Ardania, and thank you so much for watching.